Shalom, Kahalayim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that rules and teach well. Once peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing His word in truth and sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the Spirit with another week, another lesson. Um, this lesson is going to be entitled "The Beast Shall Hate the Whore," or something along those lines. Or if anything else, I believe it should be somewhere around along those lines. So it says, this is an article from the People's Voice.tv, and it says Trump vows to impose tariffs on NATO allies over Greenland. So there it is, man. Everything that we have been starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. You know, they the ones that have been laboring in this thing for more than 3 decades, teaching the um, uh, same true doctrine concerning prophecy that's going to happen in the times that we're living in now, and we're actually seeing it now. It's getting to a point to where it's not something that's gonna happen. It's something that's happening, man. You know, because at one point in time it was something that was gonna happen, but now it's getting even more clearer the division between America and its allies, and this is gonna play a very, very, very important role, key role in the destruction of America, because even according to prophecy, America's own allies are going to shoot missiles on them. So this is just the beginning stages of the division between America and its allies, and their main ally is those European nations through NATO. You know, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That was something that was designed. Let's go to ChatGPT, and I just thought of this, so forgive me for not having it ready. Why was NATO formed? All right. It says NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was formed in 1949 mainly to stop the spread of Soviet power after World War II. So it was literally designed to combat Russia, or the USSR at the time, Russia today, because the USSR broke apart after World War II, and to protect its members countries from attack. After World War III, Europe was weak and rebuilding, while the Soviet Union had a massive army and was expanding its influence over Eastern Europe. Many Western nations feared that communism and Soviet military pressure would keep expanding westward. NATO was created as a defense alliance so that an attack on one member would be treated as an attack on all. Article 5, countries could deter aggression by standing together. The U.S. would stay militarily involved in Europe to prevent another major war. Stability and cooperation could be maintained among Western democracies. Its core purpose was collectively security. In short, NATO was formed to prevent another world war by discouraging Soviet aggression through unity and military cooperation. So that is the purpose of NATO being built. But see, now the Most High through it, they made these alliances to combat Russia, but really now you seeing things are shifting. You would think that it's going to be the East versus the West, but now it's becoming the East, the whole East against the West. You see, because technically Europe is in the Eastern Hemisphere, and they was aligned with America. They are aligned with America as of right now, but their their strength to strengthen their relationship through the pride of the American people and their leaders is starting to deteriorate. And it's all Bible prophecy because America is going to be destroyed by even their own allies. So it says Trump vows to impose tariffs on NATO allies over Greenland. It says President Donald Trump has vowed to implement a wave of increasing tariffs on 8 European allies until the United States is allowed to acquire Greenland. In a post on his platform Truth Social on Saturday, Trump said 10% tariffs would come into effect on February 1st for Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. So even in the UK, right? Um, he said that the measures would remain in place until a complete and total purchase of the Danish autonomous territory is achieved. RT reports in recent weeks, Trump has repeatedly stated that Washington needs to annex Greenland for the sake of national security and to counter an alleged threat from China and Russia. The U.S. president has shown increasing determination to acquire the territory by any means, hinting at potential taking the island by force because it feels taken by violence. The U.S. president moved forward with his threats on Saturday, announcing tariffs against 8 European NATO members, including Denmark itself. A 10% levy will come into force on February 1st and will be bumped to 25% in June, remaining in force until a complete total purchase of Greenland is realized. So, the king of Babylon, real quick, let's get a real quick precept. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. The Most High is, actually, it's already up. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Most High is controlling the king of Babylon, and he's the one that's causing him to do these things, because prophecy must be fulfilled. We're living in a time where America's going to literally be destroyed by their own allies, you see? So Trump is doing a great job at severing, isolating, and making America hated by everyone, you know? So even Esau hates Esau. These are proud as Americans. The scriptures tell you in the book of Daniel that they're more stout than their fellows, so they think they better. These devils are proud, man. They're very proud, even towards their own people. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 40, even their own allies. Jeremiah 49 in verse 14, it says, I have heard of a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together. An ambassador is a messenger. The messengers are the prophets. And come against her and rise up to her, up to the battle. It says, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Now that's the precept I wanted to get, because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's despised among men. He's despised among nations. And even Esau is tired of Esau. So these proud ass Americans, they are the ones that's going to ultimately cause their own downfall. Pride goeth before destruction. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18, it says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. See? So right now we're witnessing the pride of America, the pride of this place known as America, and how that pride is causing their downfall. It's literally destroying their relationships with their own allies, man. And this is a very, very key part in prophecy. something that we was watching out for. But now it's getting even more clearer. Even when Trump was in his last term, he was talking about severing from NATO because apparently they're not holding their own weight far as the money is concerned in the NATO alliance. Whatever reason, um, I believe that's the reason, if I'm not mistaken, that Trump was talking about he wanted to get out of NATO unless they pay their dues, if you will. So this has been brewing for a little while, and now the line is starting to be a little bit more clearer because reports came out that certain countries of NATO was looking to China. Hold on, let's see. Let me Google it real quick. Denmark. Wait, let me type in NATO nations partnering with China. Because I seen a video about this recently. How these different NATO nations are starting to look to China, and I just can't. It came out recently. I just don't know. I seen it on a video that someone did that Denmark was looking to make a defense contract or whatever with China. But as you can see, according to prophecy, this is everything is falling what they should be, and this is going to play a very vital role in World War III because even America's allies is going to shoot missiles on this place. Uh, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." And that's what we're doing. We have been teaching you the words of prophecy because we living in the end times. This is the end times. The end of Esau's empire, the end of America is upon us. And this is how America is going to be destroyed. It's going to be destroyed by fire, even from their own allies. You see, because France and the United Kingdom both have nuclear weapon capabilities. They both have nukes. Let's go to Google real quick. What EU nations have nuclear capabilities? Just to prove it. What EU nations have nukes? Just to, the scripture says prove all things. It says in Europe, France and the United Kingdom. Now those are two nations that was on America's list for tariffs, right? In Europe, France and the UK are the only two countries with their own independent nuclear weapons arsenal, nuclear weapon arsenals, registered as nuclear weapon states under the pro, uh, non-proliferating treaty. It says additionally, the U.S. maintains nuclear weapons stationed on the territory of other European NATO allies like Belgium, Italy, and Netherlands, while Russia also possesses a large arsenal. So the point is, those two nations, France and the United Kingdom, both have they have nuclear weapons. So they could. The scripture says they're going to burn her with fire, is because they're going to shoot missiles on this place. Now we see what's going on now, but it's only going to get worse as far as American and European alliance and relations. It's only going to get worse We're not sure what it is that Trump or whoever, which we believe it might be Trump, is gonna do. He might forcefully take Greenland, and that might cause it that right there for NATO to say completely, all right, fuck America. America's the enemy now. That might be what causes it, but we don't know. Um, it seems to be the case as of right now that this whole Greenland thing situation is causing a sever, a divorce, if you will, between America and these NATO nations, Europe. So this is something that's interesting according to prophecy. So let's get the precept. I'm gonna finish this. Second Edges chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the words of prophecy." Why is this important? This is very important. Very, very important. If you don't think this is important, man, you just don't understand how things work. If America, if America's, man, it's gonna be devastating, bro. If your ally turns on you, they know everything about you. I'm pretty sure it's the same things on both sides. But hey, a friend can hurt you worse than an enemy, man. You know, and that's a fact. So if well, not if it's not if, but when America and NATO alliance fully is dismantled, that's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be something. And it's prophecy. It's important because this is how America's going to be destroyed. This is one of the key players. That's who's going to launch missiles on this place, America's own allies. So that's why it's important. That shows you that World War III is this is what World War III is going to be. So that means we're getting closer to World War III actually coming into play. You know, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So these are the words of prophecy that we're warning our people about. This is a big sign of the times because America turning on its allies and their allies uniting with China and starting defense, having defense contracts. That means they're providing them with weapons and things of that nature. Mm, that's very interesting, prophecy wise. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 17. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth," the whore is talking about America, "are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," talking about NATO and EU, EU being the 10 horns, the beast being NATO, which is one and the same. "These shall hate the whore." The whore is Babylon, America. You see? So NATO and the EU nations are going to hate the whore, which the whore is talking about America. The great whore that sitteth upon many waters. It just explained what the waters is in verse 15. So the beast and the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. I strongly dislike that people don't. Okay. "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall burn her flesh. I'm sorry, and eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." So, so we're seeing the um the NATO alliance literally crumbling before our eyes, and it's gonna play a very key part in the destruction of America by their own allies. You see, Russia is the main the main nation, the main antagonist to America. But something is going to happen that even America's allies, NATO and the EU, are going to turn on America, most likely because of something that that they did, that America did, and that caused their friendship, their alliance to be disannulled or canceled. And they are going to turn and make war against America, and they are going to come together, these different nations, like the scripture says, an assembly of nations, and they're going to burn America with fire. This is the Most High's plan to take down this big bad wolf. America thought they was the shit. They thought they was the shit. They got proud. They think their military is so powerful, but they don't see how the Most High is going to use these nations to come together. They're gonna jump America, man. If you got jumped, that means it's only you or a few of you versus a lot of people. One, it's gonna be one or probably two versus 10. You know, that means y'all got jumped, and that's exactly what America's finna do. She's finna get jumped. She's finna get touched. She's finna get penetrated because of what? Because of their actions, man. Their wicked, evil actions that they have done towards their allies, man. So these devils is cutthroat. They don't care. And Trump is very adamant about Greenland and don't look like he gonna let up. And Trump is not the type of guy that's gonna let up. He ain't gonna let up, man, until he gets what he wants. And that's beautiful because that's, what he's doing is fulfilling prophecy. He's destroying his own kingdom, and it's beautiful to watch. So they're gonna do something that's gonna cause that alliance, the NATO alliance, to be fully destroyed. Um, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 18. It says, "And the woman, which is the whore, also the whore, which thou sawest, is that great city," which is talking about America, "which reigneth over the kings of the earth." And it's no secret that America reigns, or basically rules over these other nations. And you know how they do it? They do it by the sword. But now that these nations are not afraid of this place anymore. They're not afraid of America anymore, man. And they're gonna turn to this place and they're gonna burn it, according to prophecy. So this is what World War III is all about. America being um, destroyed. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey," because that's what we finna see. The Lord finna rise up and upon you Edomites, so-called white people. "For my determination," the Lord's plan, the Lord's will, the Lord's yeah, plan, will, "my determination is to gather nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour up, to assemble the kingdom." That's what he's doing. He's assembling these nations that are together, that are gonna fight against America, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy. So the Most High is causing these nations to come together to destroy this place, man. So World War III is upon us. America's betrayal of their allies is upon us. Prophecy is being fulfilled. We have been warning you. Now you're gonna see it. This plays a very key role in the destruction of America, man. Very, very key role. And also another thing too. Um, I forget who it was, but the prime minister, one of the prime ministers, I believe of France or somewhere over there in Europe, he said that if America takes Greenland, then they have to get their military bases. They're gonna send their America's military bases that are over there in their land. He's gonna send them packing. They going home. Get the fuck out of our land, type of shit, man. You know. So that's important too, because if you take Greenland, these nations like, yo, all right, okay, I got you, I see what we're doing. And this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. So Edom is going to cast out Edom. The scripture says about a nation being divided by civil war, and that's what you're seeing. These devils are divided, man. You know, they hate one another, and it's starting to show. Americans hate Europeans. Europeans hate Americans. It's like, but they're supposed to be allies, but nah. It's the same old division of Edom, man, and that's going to happen as he falls. So, what Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying through the Spirit. Um, we're looking, we're constantly watching, and for more things like this, more events like this, more prophecies to be fulfilled. The MOTB is upon us, and we at the end. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna close out by giving all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this knowledge. Much peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is preaching his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.